Hi, a pleasant morning everyone. I Noemi Gabon of Group 6, the next reporter, and assigned to discuss the next subtopic of developing composing skills. The issue on invented spelling and mechanics of writings. First of all, what is invented spelling? According to linguist Charles Reed of 1975, invented spelling is referring to young children attempt to use their best judgment about spelling. In one of the first major studies of children's beginning attempt as learning to spell, examine also the writing of 30 preschoolers who were able to identify and name the letters of alphabets and to relate the letters' names to the sound of words. The students had invented spelling for words by arranging letters. One says clearly that different children choose the same phonetic motivate spelling to degree that can hardly be explained as resulting from random choice or the influence of adults. In other words, even at an early age, the children were able to detect phonetic characteristics of words that English spelling represent. Like so many things in children's lives, learning spelling is developmental. Just like all of those adorable first milestones are developmental and they will come in time. The same is true for spelling ability. We talked about before about the 5 steps or stages of writing development. Now, let's proceed to the stages of spelling development. The first stage of spelling development is emergent spelling. In this stage, it's typical of children who are in 3 or 5 years old. During stages, children learn to make the distinctions between drawing and writing. Mapapansin natin ang emergent spelling sa ating mga nakakabatang kapatid or pamangkin. Yun yung time na kumukuha sila ng papel, lapis, at yung libro na gustong-gusto nila. Tapos kung ano man yung makita nilang letter, sinusulat nila. After that, pupunta siya sa iyo. Tapos, tatanungin ka kung anong letter nun. Pag sinagot mo, tutularan nila sa pamamagitan ng pagsasalita. Learn how to make letters and distinguish between them. By the end of this stage, children are realize that letters represent sounds in words. The second stage of spelling development is letter name spelling. In this stage, it's typical for children who are 4 and 9 years old. This wide 5-year span confirms that not all children learn at the same pace. During the letter name stage, children begin to represent the phonemes in words with letters. Early letters names spellers by often write only a few strongest phonemes to represent the words. Children at the beginning of this stage may write A for apple, D for dog, C for cat. This kid writing or kid spelling is often called developmental and so important for a young learner. Learner move through the stage of spelling development. They begin using the beginning and ending consonants in most words and will begin to include a vowel in each syllables. The third stage of spelling development is within word spelling. In this stage, it's typical for children who are in 6-12 years old. Learners have moved on to the within word stage of spellings when they can spell most single syllables, short vowel words correctly. During this stage of spelling development, children may learn long vowel sounds and pattern in syllables words. They will also learn more complex consonants patterns contains 3 letters, as well as less common vowel patterns. Learner will also become aware of homophones. At the end of this stage, children can read and write many words correctly. because of their knowledge of letter sounds and short vowel patterns. The approach of spelling development is what we call syllable juncture spelling. In this stage, typical for children who are in 8 to 12 years old. During this stage, children take what they know about letter sounds and short vowels patterns and apply it to multi-syllable words. They will also learn inflectional endings. They learn add ed, ing, s, and es, and rules about doubling consonants, changing y to an I, or dropping the final e before adding suffixes to the words. Homophones and compound are also taught during this stage of spelling development. Additional prefixes and suffixes are also introduced to students. The fifth stage of spelling development is what we call derivational constancy spelling. In this stage, it's typical for children who are in 10 years old or older. During this stage, children learn that meaning as well as patterns and sound are important in spelling words in spelling language. Greek and Latin roots and suffixes are taught, bringing A levels of vocabulary study into the spelling lessons. In this stage, also the learners explore the relationship between spelling and writing and learn to associate word meaning even when vowel sounds change from the root words. For example, wise and wisdom. The final stage of spelling development continues through adulthood with how we'll continue to learn new words and languages. In addition, invented spelling has advantage and disadvantage. What are the advantage of invented spelling? Invented spelling may help or builds a sense of confidence, pride, and control over the learning process. It allows students to express themselves creativity through writing without worrying about the spelling of unfamiliar words. Third, writing using invented spellings techniques for this of phonics because students are using letter to represent the sounds they hear. Fourth, teacher can discover important information about the students' growing knowledge of phonemes by reading a compositions using invented spelling techniques. Disadvantage of invented spelling. First, it may reduce the incentives of children learn to spell correctly. Second, it could possibly leads to problems in communications, since there's no guarantee other will be able to decipher what the student has written. Third, highly logical children may become prostrate when the teacher doesn't insist there's only one correct way to spell particular words. The mechanics of writing. What is writing mechanics? In a composition, writing mechanics are the conventions governing the technical aspects of writing. It includes spelling, punctuation, capitalization, and abbreviation. The mechanics of writing is in the spelling. In writing language, spelling is the most correct arrangements of letters that form words. To improve the spelling skills, you may use a memory device known as mnemonics. These memorable phrase, acronyms, or patterns can come in handy of remembering some things like the spelling of a word. In spelling, you can also increase your reading skills. In improving it, you can make a list of common words you often misspell or mark words in a dictionary that seems to give you trouble repeatedly. The writing is the punctuation. Punctuation is the set of marks used to regulate texts and classify their meaning. mainly by separating of linking words, phrases, and clauses. As children learn, the cognitive process involves in revision. They acquire the inclinations to monitor and revise their work in all verses or areas. The third of writing is the capitalization. Capitalization is the practice of using capital letters in writing or printing. Proper nouns, keywords in titles, and beginning of sentence are generally capitalized. You will also want to capitalize the letter I under all circumstances. Capitalization and punctuation are the mechanics of writing. They are not simply rules that we must memorize and follow. They are specific signals to the readers. These mechanics are used to determine the meaning and to classify intent. The fourth mechanics of writing is what we call abbreviation. Abbreviation are the shortened form of a words or phrase, such as DC for District of Columbia, USA for United States of America. In this of writing, it includes matters such as usage and spelling, as well as hyphenation or the use of italics. And for further knowledge and better explanation of the mechanics of writings, I given it to the next reporter. That's all. Thank you for listening.